Classroom expectations. If class expectation is basically focusing on formal guiding principles in the classroom, then diverse expectations remains the obvious answer to this. Equally, types of classroom expectation may include explicit expectations such as unwritten ones, norms, cultures, contextual demands, while implicit expectations include written rules, while at the same time unconscious expectations include emergency responses, as Barry and Wenzel 2006 shows us. In the video for the week, Jama is described as a troublesome student who migrated from Resa to the new school where he troubles the teacher. He appears like an abused child who is psychologically unhealthy. Cheers vices as opposed to virtues. He has no clear morals inculcated in his system of judgment and thought, and even behaviors. Hence, he needs to be listened to. He needs specialized treatment and concern. To an extent, he is a referral case in need of professional counseling services beyond the school. His inability to grasp the materials in class is well captured by Mrs. Wright, who complains that Jama behaves, peculiar when you look at him vis-a-vis the rest of the class. In view of this, most of his tutors are struggling to keep up with his bizarre behavior. Bizarre behavior is troubling. Sometimes he is separated from the rest of the classroom after he makes the classroom environment unbearable. In such scenario, I've considered several 5 issues in specific terms. First, the strengths of the classroom expectation. Jama's teacher has to appreciate the benefits of classroom expectation. That is, endeavor to promote clear policies for the classroom that every student expects. Second, genuine classroom expectations promote shared classroom vision for all. Third, prosocial behavior must be given prominence. In turn, prosocial behavior manifests itself through empathy, through ethical behavior, through a clear sense of responsibility that is clearly lacking in this student called Jama. Hence, we have to inculcate such values through diagnostic assessment, which is primarily done immediately after the classroom is constituted, according to Barry and Wenzel 2006. The second thing is possible modifications to the expectations. The teacher in Jama's case has to review and discuss expectations, norms, and classroom rules of the classroom with them. Second, it is important to teach Jama positive social behaviors in order to understand the way people live in other societies besides his own, according to Jones and Jones 2016. In teaching Jama and such related cases on how to be responding, on how to behave when disappointed, we save such people from further embarrassment, and we will most likely reduce further pollution of classroom environment. Number 3, strategies he could put in place to decrease the behavior. The clear strategy, in my view, is for the teacher to develop positive relationships with the runners, as Jones and Jones 2016 have averred. After all, Professor Sonia Nieto 2003 perceptively says, teaching is love, teaching is hope, teaching is possibility, among other positive attributes. If you don't love your students, how do you expect them to feel that at-homeness when they are in the classroom? Second, a classroom where there is poorly managed behavior or indiscipline, where it is the order of the day, poor grades are posted. As a long-serving teacher, I can attest to this assertion with abounding confidence. So there are solutions. First, the teacher, JAMA's teacher, has to employ interventionist approaches, such as collecting baseline data on the students. 2, encourage the use of self-monitoring recording sheet. 3, encourage behavioral contract making with JAMA. Contract making with JAMA. Modify class assessment tests to ensure JAMA's interests are catered for. The fourth issue is strategies he could put in place to increase the student engagement. Now, Mr. Chase is very instrumental in molding and nurturing and indeed increasing JAMA's classroom engagement by first beginning with giving him activities of his preferences and later on introduces other programs step by step. According to the video that is for the week, JAMA writes not just physical exercises or PE, but also working in a computer alone. Is he an introvert? You may ask yourself whether he is an introvert. Is it purely the case of poor upbringing? Is it the psychological background that is hurting him? Is it that he was initially molested by his fellow classmates the first day in this new school which he joins the others, hence turning him to a beast of sorts? Such concerns should be interrogated first in order to understand and eventually help him. If we start from his love for the computer, we may need to explore which program will boost his reading culture, which he is lacking at the moment. After all, he is young, and only old horses fail to learn new tricks of the game. The fact that he likes mathematics means that he can also attempt other related subjects such as chemistry, physics, geography, economics, and so on. He can also be put in the category that is learning English language, ELL, so as to boost his comprehension now that instructions are done in pure English language and not the diverse languages of immigrants such as Latinos, Chinese, Arabic, and so forth. As Eric Jensen 2013 has perceptively noted, starting with students' preferences boosts the runner's efforts. Now, specific resources, the fifth point, specific resources on setting clear classroom expectations that are specific to my content area. As a university lecturer in African history and philosophical studies, I encounter such students who evade joint researches and classroom presentations. Yet, they want to be awarded marks, even though they did not work for it. Some students, like JAMA, want to play games with a few computers in our school. Some want to play football. Others just want to join politicians in their rallies outside there. But they don't conduct researches, and they want good marks. They don't want to join the 4 groups that are constituted in my class, particularly for discussion, presentation, researches, and all that. And when they are reported to me that they are not participating in the discussions, some want to feel like they are being molested. This drives me to set classroom expectations, to emphasize on the need to uphold values of honesty, justice, fair play, and other governing virtues for all, including me as a teacher. I make them question me if I go against our set creeds for the classroom. So I've also, in a way, put a mechanism where I'm assessed by them as much as I also assess them. Hence, among the key expectations in my class is to appreciate diversity, be stewards of time, be respectful, stay safe, cooperate with others, as John and Jones 2016 have put. Be one another's keeper, take care of one another, ignore racial, ethnic divisions, ignore things that divide us, avoid negative competition, but complement one another, among other positive trajectories. So I love my students, I love my job, I love the teaching profession, and I'm deeply proud of the people I have nurtured, and I'm proud of my colleagues whom we team up. When we are in problem, we consult, we mentor one another, we coach one another, we uphold one another. That is the way I see it. Thank you very much.